Greetings, fellow Earthlings, sisters, and brothers, and welcome to another episode of WDRS Talk, the Wolf's Den Radio Show Talk. It is a new podcast that I have started. I'm your host, by the way, Wolf Hemora, and thank you very much for joining me for another episode. And it's going to be another great interview, and this time it is one of my favorite comedians. One of my favorite stand-up comedians. And he also happens to be the pioneer of Filipino stand-up comedy. He did his first gigs. He's Filipino-American, actually. And he did his first Filipino gigs back in the late 90s or the early 2000s. And since then, he has inspired a lot of Filipinos to do stand-up comedy as well. And there is a movement right now called Comedy Manila. You should check it out on Facebook and all social media. And they are, stand-up comedians in the Philippines, which is very unheard of. But because of my next guest, he pioneered it. He showed Filipinos how to do it, how it's done, that you just speak your truth and have a few jokes here and there that are really funny, and that's how it is, man. So I'm talking about Rex Navarrete, and before I play the interview, I just want to play for you his most popular skit, which is titled Maritess versus the Super Friends. It's a hilarious piece of comedy, very original, and I want you to hear it before I play the interview, so that because we are going to be talking about Maritess versus the Super Friends, so you'll know what we are talking about. And I'm going to play you also after the interview the second part. Well, not the second part, but the next skit that he wrote about Maritess after her stint with the Super Friends. So check that out after the interview as well. All right. So thank you very much again for listening. Please subscribe to whatever page you're listening this podcast to, be it Spotify or YouTube, so you get fresh episodes every time they come out of the oven fresh. And you do that by turning your notifications on. All right. Thank you for bearing with the opening remarks. And like I said, before we go into the interview, I'm going to play you first Rex Navarrete live, Maritess versus the Super Friends. So here we go. This is WDRS Talk with myself and Rex Navarrete.
I think the Super Friends could treat a Filipino domestic worker badly. Really? I think you ever watched Super Friends? The Hall of Justice? You know how that shit was cleaned all the time? Filipino made. It's serious. Hello? My name is Maritess. I don't want to say my last name. I want to protect my employers. This is hard for me. I've been working for the Super Friends for 18 months now. I don't want to talk bad, but I have to tell the truth. They treat me bad here sometimes. I come from Zamboanga to work for the Super Friends. I saw an ad and I said, sure, I'll work for you. You're superheroes. I'm sorry. It's hard. So I answered the ad, and I said yes, and then one of them picked me up right away. Wonder Woman, she came in her plane. She said, it's over here. I could not see it. It was invisible. I did not see JAL or PAL. I just saw like Wonder Woman just sitting there, like floating. I was scared, but she washed away my... I took the plane ride to America, to a place unknown. I don't even know where the Hall of Justice is. They don't let me out. It's so hard. It's so hard. Okay, I continue. So, the story begins where I come here, I get friendly for them. They like me. There's no children except they're twins. And they're monkey. I don't like monkey. I don't like monkey. But I have to send money back home. Okay, I continue. It's so hard. And so, I think there's like a sexual harassment here. Because I'm cleaning the house, the Batmobile, And then Superman, I think he's looking through my clothes. I have to cover. I have to cover myself. Yes, you're bad. But he has a special power. I can't do anything. I can't do anything. My visa just ran out 2 months ago. My visa expired. I'm illegal here. I'm illegal alien. But Superman is from Krypton. He's alien. He's here. He can stay here. I can stay here. I'm from Earth. But he can stay here. That's not fair. It's not right. Because he's white. That's why. I'm sorry. I thought we were friends in the beginning, because I wanted to go to the Philippines for Christmas to see my family, and it's almost running out of time. So Superman fly me real fast, but he start getting hot. He fly too fast. So he put me down, and I was in Kenya for 2 days. That's not right. I miss my family. I have to eat bugs. But he's not the only one. I have worry. I have a worry for the other members of the Super Friends. Batman. I have to say the truth. I think he's gay. I think he's a gay. I think he's bakla, or I don't know. Because he's always hanging around with that little boy, Robin. I don't know, always riding the car, always going down the bat pole. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. But Aquaman, he's the bad one. I don't know, I thought I'm friends for him. I thought I can joke around for him. But he get kind of sensitive, When there's like a giant attacking New York or something, like big monster from space. And he's like pushing down the buildings. And all the super friends go, they fight him except for Aquaman. Because he's only powerful in water. So I make fun to that. And he say, wow, Aquaman can go again. I think I hurt him. But there is one time, this is the last straw. I have to go on record for this. I prepare their meals, I clean their room. I don't have to worry about Flash because he's very fast. He's in, he's out. I don't see him. They're eating their meals, but then they eat American food. I don't cook. I don't like to eat that. That's inhuman. To force a Filipino to eat hot dog, chili fries, hamburger. So when they're all gone, right? I turn on the blower in the kitchen, really high, and then I'm cooking my Filipino food, and then Aquaman came in, and he screamed, "What are you doing? What are you doing? That's a crime." And I just say, "I'm just cooking fish. I'm just cooking fish. I'm so sorry, Aquaman."
Alud.
Hello, hello, folks. This is Wolf Hemara on WDRS Talk, the Wolf's Den Radio Show Talk, with a new episode right now. And this is the first comedy episode, and I hope it's going to be the first of many because I am a fan of stand-up comedy. I am a fan of sitcoms. I'm a fan of Netflix specials of comedians, man. That's the shit I like to watch because it is a very unique art form, and it's if it were easy, everyone would do it. That's why not everyone can do it because it's hard as fuck, and that's why I have a big respect for hardworking touring comedians, comics, and it's slowly spreading to Asia, which is a really good thing. And I want to my guest for this first comedy episode is none other than the pioneer, and as a matter of fact, he is the pioneer of Filipino comedy, or Filipino represented comedy, if you will, here in America. And I met him, gosh, a long time ago, and I consider him a good friend and a very, very funny comedian, a very funny person, naturally. Ladies and gentlemen, on WDRS Talk, please welcome Rex Navarrete. Rex!
Wolfie. Man, pleasure, bro. Pleasure. Pleasure to be on your podcast radio show, man. We're doing it old school, audio only. All right.
Yes, thank you very much for being here, man. I really, really appreciate it. And I couldn't think of anybody else to start the first comedy episode of my podcast, and it's of course Rex Navarrete, the man,
Oh, man.
the funny
I want to
man.
make sure you. I wanted to make sure you got hooked up with me on your first comedy episode, man.
Oh, thank you very much. I really, really appreciate it. So I want to start off by, excuse me, wait a minute. I'm burping. By by telling that relaying a story how I first met you, and that was that it was in Manila, and I met you at 70s Bistro,
Oh man, classic.
and it was after a show. I don't know where it was, and I don't know if we watched it. I don't think we watched it. I was with Miguel Ortigas.
Hi,
the drum-
Miguel. Yes.
Yeah, and I think you had a show. Was that the first time you played in the Philippines? I mean, you had a set.
What
in
year was that?
Manila?
Around 2002, 2003.
Yeah, 2001, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little before you came straight to the States, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. A few months later, I migrated here. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that could have been all over the place because we're always jumping around town with Miguel and the gang,
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's like 70s bistros. I'm sure. Yeah, we came there to go see someone's set, and we just kind of hung out. We just all
Yeah, we
hooked
hung
up,
out. No, I think you had just played a set somewhere, and then you came, after hours, and that's where I first met you. And then I go, "Wow, it's cool, man! I get to hang out with Rex." And And then what I realized is that you're actually a funny guy. That's the what we see on stage is you. That's the real you. It's not
Yeah.
like maybe some other comedians or comics. You see an act, or and then when they come off stage, like they're not the same. You know,
I know
they're not. You know,
they're
but
assholes when they come on
yeah,
stage.
they're assholes, or they're
Emo
not what they. You
assholes.
know, they're not what you
Yeah, yeah.
perceive them to be on stage. But you are you, man.
Yeah,
What,
yeah.
so
Really,
I mean, because you were
what you
cracking
get?
jokes left and right, and
Dude, the
I
better
was like,
jokes were happening off stage. You know,
yeah,
when you're
and I was like, dude,
with your buddies, man, just drinking, just hanging, man. That me makes it more comfortable. That's when my funny really comes out because then I get your funny out. I get everyone else's funny out. Everyone's
yeah,
relaxed, just being funny. You know,
yeah,
and that's the best
yeah, because I
comedy to me is the natural stuff, man. We're all just like. So what? I
hello. Oh,
interrupted you. So go ahead.
no, no, no,
Yeah,
no. Oh, I thought you
yeah,
were
yeah. I
okay.
interrupted
No,
you
no,
there.
no. What I mean, no, I was gonna
No,
say,
no.
sorry, that, yeah. I mean, I was like thinking, I was like, man, I'm getting a free show right here, dude. That's what I meant because because everything you were saying, every sentence had a punchline, dude. And then of course we would react to what you were saying, and then how you would react to whatever who else was commenting on whatever. It wasn't even a joke, it was just a comment that was just funny, right? And then
Ah, yeah.
that's what I was saying. I was like, this guy's just really funny. He has it's
Mm.
not jokes. You weren't saying any jokes. We were having a
No,
conversation,
no.
and
It's
then you would
just
have a
yeah.
comment
You
about it,
just
which was really
it's
funny.
yeah, yeah. No, what I like about what I do is the fact that it's fueled, from genuine humor. You gotta have you gotta have honest humor, honest laughs to kind of
Yeah,
inspire, you know, the more serious comedy that I write, because that's more structured, but very loose,
yeah,
honest, very, open faced kind of thing. So, sometimes, some routines actually come out of those moments because in the back of your mind, each routine, each bit is almost like a puzzle piece. It's like a puzzle, a three-dimensional puzzle, and sometimes you have to walk away from it, but keep it close, and then all it
right.
needs is a little bit of a human, just like social interaction, and
Yeah,
sometimes your friends help you, decode that puzzle. That's it.
yeah,
That's all it was
yeah.
needed.
Because yeah,
You
I
know,
mean, I mean, who do you practice your jokes to? Do you practice it on people before you
I
you
I
you know?
don't.
Oh, you
No,
don't?
man.
Holy shit!
No. Well,
You
maybe
just
in conversation. I don't bring it up. I don't say, "Hey, I'm gonna try to routine on you." Okay, here we go. No, I don't do that.
oh, okay.
I'll try to I'll bring the premise, the theme with me, and maybe interject it, throw it in there, and see how it how it reacts, how it behaves in the real world.
Right.
you know,
Okay. I get. No, I
that's
get
that.
it.
That's it. You got to
Yeah.
throw it into the pit. You got to throw it into
Yeah.
the pit. Otherwise, it's all just theoretical. I hate just when it stays theoretical. It needs to
Right.
become, practical, like in practice.
When you were growing up, is it like was your dynamic? Were you just like lighthearted people that were just putting punchlines here and there?
No, no, no. I was the quiet kid, man. I really was a really
Mm.
quiet, very introverted kid. I was more. I didn't think I was ever going to become a stand-up comic, man. It was the last thing. I mean, I was a big fan of it, but I never thought I would become one. Actually do it. Yeah, quiet kid, man. Everyone knew me as, back in high school and college days. They knew me as the illustrator, the comic book guy,
Oh.
that guy who had a pen and sketchbook and all that. Man, I was more of a visual artist, and
Oh.
then something happened. then something happened. Maybe all that visual arts kind of prepared me for, visualizing comedy and creating, these characters, these worlds, these stories. And but
Ah.
I had to initially get over the stage fright, the being in front of people. I
So
mean,
when
everyone.
so when did you start? I mean, how did you start? Did you start like with your immediate friends, or did you go straight to the gauntlet of the real world? You
Well, I
know.
went into it was back in 1989, and I was at a big Asian Pacific Islander student conference in Santa Cruz, California. Yeah, and at the end of the night there was a talent show, and it's like, hey, looking for anyone who wants to volunteer to be part of the talent show, and I signed up. I said, hell yeah, I'll try my best to do 10 minutes of stand up. I've never done stand up in my life. It was a baptism of just like hot flames, man.
Oh
Just to
my!
be up in front of 800 students, from all over the state of
Holy
California.
shit! So,
And I did it.
Do you remember your jokes from that
I
set?
I don't. I'm sure someone recorded it, but dude, 10 minutes, man, that felt like a lifetime on stage.
Oh my
And then,
god!
it was the most frightening thing I've ever done. Probably one of the most frightening things I've ever done. And I wanted to do it. And then after that, it was like, yeah, it never got easier. It still is not any easier, man. It still isn't any easier. But yeah, that's how
So
it all began.
so you were the visual arts guy with the in school with the pens and the drawing papers and whatever.
Yeah, just doing comic book art, you know,
For who?
just for myself, for friends.
Okay.
And I was very immersed in my art classes. So, and then I discovered ethnic studies classes at
Ooh.
SF State, man, San Francisco State, a very dangerous campus to enroll yourself in if you're very impressionable.
What?
So, man, yeah, man,
What's it
ethnic
called?
studies,
What's it called?
ethnic studies, because
No,
we're
the
the first,
school.
the school at San Francisco State University.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in San Francisco, and it's a kind of a campus. It's kind of like a UP, you know. It's not like the University of the Philippines, equivalent
Right.
there in San Francisco. It's a very activist tradition campus, and ethnic studies. The very first school of ethnic studies was started on that campus, and so I decided to take a Filipino-American behavior, psyche and behavior class.
Wow? What does that mean?
I don't know, man. It was just how to deprogram the colonial mind of a Filipino. It was
Oh,
crazy. It was
what?
yeah, yeah. It was that groundbreaking, man. It was that kind of a class. It really, the professor Dan Begonia, his curriculum really challenged you on so many levels as a Filipino. Like, what?
Wow.
How are you a Filipino? What are you as a Filipino? Are you American? Are you Filipino? What makes you? Do you know enough about yourself to really say you're Filipino?
Ah.
Just to break you down, really, to just do
And
to
He's Pinoy.
yeah, he's Filipino American. His parents, yeah, I guess came to the States back in the 20s.
Uh-huh.
So he's I believe maybe a second generation Filipino American, but yeah, but yeah, the whole class was about the psychology of it, about being Filipino, and
Damn.
it's really challenging, man. It was not for everybody. It was really tough because especially for a lot of us who didn't want to go any deeper than just I'm Filipino. That's it. We love lumpia. That's all. We eat adobo. Dude, really? Yeah, he went deep, man. It's like, why are we ashamed? Why
Yeah.
do we feel that we're lower than white folks? Why,
Exactly.
why do we have a history of the takeover of our islands, and we can't shake that off? we bring that with us to the States.
The colonial mentality.
Yeah, man, it was too
Yeah.
much. It was too much for a lot of us, man. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
shit, man, how do you shake this off? Oh, I know, comedy. That's, really, that was my way of escaping or dressing, not escaping, but facing it on. How do you laugh at something that we've been angry with for so long?
Yeah. So, were you a frequent visitor of the Philippines, or you just grew up here in where did you grow up in SF?
Yeah, well, like I was born in the Philippines. I was born in Manila,
Okay.
and but I was raised in Cavite, man. I was raised in Dasmariñas, Cavite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. So I was there until about the age of 3, because my parents went ahead. They left me behind, so they can go to the States ahead. And I met them. I reunited with them in Chicago, Illinois. And that's where my sister was waiting for me. So I had a sibling waiting for me. She's only a year and a half younger than me. And
Oh, okay. She was born here
yeah,
already. Yeah, yeah.
so I
Yeah.
was born there. She was born. So it was like 2 firstborns, because I'm born there and she's born here, but we were never together ever until I came. And
Wow.
I didn't speak English. I left the province literally and went straight to Chicago.
Oh my God.
Dude, yeah, man. In the middle of like around Christmas time, man. Christmas in the Philippines is nice, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but then Christmas in Chicago is not nice.
Oh my God. I've been to Chicago once and it's like cold as fuck.
Dude,
It's like, oh my God, why did people decide to live here, man?
yeah, man, because
Holy shit.
that's America, man. Worst conditions, but when it thaws out, man, that's a beautiful city.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful city, right there on Lake Michigan, man. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So-
I remember a couple of years ago when Lake Michigan like froze like the fucking movies, man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Dude, you remember that? I think it was
Yeah.
last winter or this just last winter, man.
Yep, no, because it's a freshwater lake, people,
Yeah.
but it looks like an ocean.
It looks like
can't-
an ocean, yeah.
Yeah, you cannot see the other side.
Yeah.
And there's waves. I've never seen a lake with waves.
Wow.
There's
Oh
waves.
my God.
It's that big, But yeah, it
Damn.
freezes over. It freezes, yeah. Chicago's one of the most extreme places to live in the country. So that's where I got my American start there. And then from there, we moved to San Francisco. And that's where I pretty much grew up, went to school, and became who I became.
Where in SF?
Just outside of San Francisco, by the airport, South San Francisco.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Right next to Daly City with all the other flips. Right?
The flips.
The flips. That's right.
So how was it growing up, man? That's the thing about when you say Rex Navarrete. It's weird that you grew up like an American. Did you go back to Cavite for summers to meet your family?
the only time I ever went back was 1980 or 1981. I forget which one. When did the royal couple get married? Princess
81.
Di. Yeah, man. That's when I came back. 1981, and we stayed in Green Hills.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
oh
man.
shit! I was in Green Hills at the same time, dude.
Yeah, man. We probably
Yeah.
we saw each other at the mall there.
Yeah, maybe Shopsville, Viramon.
Yeah, Vera. Wow, man. Yeah, so we stayed with my mom's side of the family who had a house there, and so all of my cousins, they all went to LaSalle, Green Hills.
Oh
And,
shit, man.
yeah.
I went to LaSalle Green
Oh,
Hills,
shit.
dude. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
And I think 1981. So I would have been 10 years old. I
Oh.
would have been in 5th grade, I think.
Yeah, my cousins were the O'Malley boys.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Fucking Randy.
Randy King.
Dude,
Thank you.
Randy's my fucking classmate, dude. Holy shit.
Those are my cousins, man.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Oh shit. How fucking this is like small world shit, dude.
Exactly, man. I knew it. That's why you don't start shit with anyone in Manila, man.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
they might be the pares of your pinsans, man. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Holy shit, Randy. And who's his brother? His younger
That's,
brother?
well, there's King King, and then their
Or no,
young.
Randy was the younger one.
Yeah, no, the youngest brother was Rocky.
Rocky.
Right, he was
Okay.
a baby brother, totally baby, and then the eldest brother was Segi. So there was four boys
Four
altogether,
boys.
and one girl. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Yeah, I
So
remember.
those were my cousins, man. Just driving.
Oh.
We'd be
Oh.
riding their motorcycles around Green Hills, man. Just
Oh yeah. Yeah, he
just
lived in the same village as me,
yeah, man.
North
Just
Green Hills,
yeah,
dude.
messing with the monkey eating eagle there.
Yeah,
Remember
in the
that?
park. In the
Yeah,
park,
yeah.
yeah. The Philippine Eagle, they had a Philippine Eagle there.
Exactly, man.
Oh my god. You know that street where Randy they don't live there anymore,
No,
right?
no, no, no.
They moved, right?
They moved back to Lipa.
Oh, okay. So anyway, that street, if you went down where the Madison gate was, where the gate was, Miguel lived down there in the same street.
What? Oh,
That's
God.
where Razorback started, dude. In that street, man.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Dude,
That's
so-
cool, man. Those are some of the best times of my life, man. Summer times there in Manila.
In Manila. Oh yeah.
There. Oh, my
During that
God.
time, yeah. 'Cause-
Staying with my cousins there in Manila, you know. And then I'd stay with other family years after because times have changed and I wanted a change of things. So yeah, I just jumped house to house, man. Every summer,
Oh.
every summer I could, man. I take off, go to the Philippines.
Oh.
Yeah, man. I didn't want to lose my culture, dude. It was
Yeah.
too important, because first of all, you left me behind to become a Filipino kid.
Yeah.
And then you ripped me away from the Philippines and forced me to become an American.
Right.
So man, that was the only way I can make peace with it, man. I needed to go back and forth. I needed
yeah.
to go back to the Philippines and then so 81, I think that was a big trip. And then the next big trip was right before EDSA revolution. I just barely made it, man.
Oh
And then-
wow.
And then I came back after EDSA revolution. So
Oh, so you left before the revolution happened?
yeah, I was there right before it started. So
Oh shit.
yeah, dude. Yeah.
But it didn't last long, man.
No, I know, but it's
It was just a week.
Nah, well, it was like an important time, but at least
Oh yeah, yeah.
at least I got to totally have that connection with the Philippines. No other Filipino-American would.
Yes, yes. And the thing is, you were there for the warm up to the revolution.
Yeah.
Because the revolution didn't just happen, man. There was Ninoy and that whole thing. There was
Right.
3 years of protest, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
why what's happening now here in the States, I'm looking at it, it's like, yeah, I've seen all that before, man. Shit. I saw that when I was in fucking 7th grade, man.
Yeah. Yep.
Shit.
Yep.
When you're watching a fucking revolution on television, dude, and you're like, and I'm in 7th grade, and I'm like, what's happening? I so wanted to be part of it,
Right.
but I was too young. I was like, and I was boarding, because my family was in Iloilo, and I was studying in Manila,
Yeah.
and my guardians were like, "You're not going there, man." The General Ver and them, no, you're not going there. You stay here and watch it on TV. But man,
Yeah.
when I look back at it, so when EDSA DOS happened with ERAP, I was like, we were there at the spark of that one, dude. And it was like, fuck yeah, another revolution. Fuck yeah, I'm gonna be part of this one, dude. So like, and when it's funny when sometimes when I see the news, especially during these times, local Americans when they because they've never seen turmoil like this before, so they're all shocked and And all Filipinos that are from the Philippines that migrated here, we're all like, yeah, we've seen that before, man.
Yeah, we do that every 3 months.
Yeah, we even had a fake one.
Man, we're so used to this. Yeah, whatever.
I know, man. So after that first gig, did you decide then and there? It's like, okay, I'm gonna do stand up. And did you realize what you were about to do?
No, no, man. It was still all unknown. It was still frightening. There was nothing set. Nothing. There's no manual to follow, especially being a brown, ambiguous Asian comic.
Shit.
This is before even Indian American comics, had their Russell Peters.
Yes.
And there was nothing for me. There was no other Filipino guy who's been, doing it hardcore that I could learn from, that I could, mentor under. Nobody, man. It
My
was.
God.
I mean, all I had was like maybe George Lopez and one guy from Hawaii, Andy Bumatay. But man, you really no other Pinoy comics to really just say, hey, my name's Rex, and I just want to hang out and learn from you. Nothing, dude. You have to teach yourself.
Yeah. Shit. So
During
how
that
so
time.
how did you teach yourself? What were your early? I mean, were you a fan already of stand up comedy, or
Sure, yeah.
did you
I
become a
was.
fan after
No.
you did your first set?
No, I was totally a fan. I would even, I'd go to the Punchline Comedy Club in San Francisco as a customer, man. I'd go see my favorite local comics and other nationally touring comics, and I'd come and support because I loved the artwork, the art form, man. It was beautiful to see, and especially live. So it was nothing like it.
Oh yeah.
Then I got addicted, and that's when I did that first show, that first performance ever, because I think all my heroes gave me a little bit of courage.
Yeah, the courage. Yeah. I get what you mean, man. Yeah. You've seen so many, well, not many, but you've seen enough for you to say, you know what, I can do this. I think I can do it. I'll try
think,
at least,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I at least have to try
Yeah.
and crash and burn if I have to, but at least get up there, grab a mic, hold it,
Yeah.
speak through it, don't fall down. Just get through the material, and hopefully it's going to get a little better, each with every time, and it does. Even though it's still hard, it's one of the hardest things to do.
Oh my God. It's one of the hardest things to do, to stand alone on a stage with a microphone in front of let's say at least 5 people
Yeah.
who you don't know, who don't know you, who don't care about you, who don't care who you are.
Yeah.
You have to satisfy 5 people at
Yeah,
the very
I mean,
least.
you got to
what
do
I
your
mean?
job. You got to do your
God,
job.
It's so
But
hard, man.
sometimes, if the audience is not feeling you, dude, that's just how it is. That's just how it is. It's not you. Sometimes it's the audience.
Yes, yeah. They just don't get it, or
They just don't get it. They're not in the mood, or
they're
they
not in
don't,
the mood.
or they hate you from the beginning.
Yeah.
There's nothing you could do, man. It's like a totally variable science project, man. The variables are always different, but you're coming in with the same equipment, but
Yeah.
it's different chemicals each time. You don't know what you're dealing with.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's an experiment every time.
Yeah, dude, it's a gosh, what it's a very randomly behaving meth lab. You don't know, man.
Oh my God, dude.
Dude.
I mean, the thing is with my experience with stand up, it's like I've always loved stand up since I saw fucking Eddie Murphy's
Yeah.
Delirious, man.
Delirious, yeah.
Delirious and Raw. I was like,
yeah.
holy fuck,
Yeah,
man,
because
this is
he
so
taught me how
funny.
to do it. Yeah, he taught me just how to do it, And I studied him. I studied those films. I studied those albums, man.
Oh man. So who else aside from Eddie Murphy at that time were
Taught
you?
me, man.
I mean, because I'm coming in from a Pinoy perspective, but you were here. You had access to all of that.
Sure, yeah. So Eddie Murphy was the guy. He was the guy who taught me how to do it. how it was done, because he was young himself, man. When Eddie came out with his first album, Comedian, that guy was like 19 years old.
Oh wow.
And that's the age I started. So, yeah, he pretty much taught me how it was done, how it doesn't work, and the fun of capturing a live audience and being in front of a live audience, the variables and just the chaos. But his writing was sharp, man. It was just beautiful,
Yeah.
for just being a young black kid from Long Island, New York, but very urban, very in touch with the times. But I mean, he wasn't dark edge, like Richard Pryor was.
Yeah.
I didn't get into Richard Pryor much until later, until I grew up, until I matured.
Yeah.
And then then Richard. Once you get into Richard, you get into George Carlin.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, man. So
And then yeah. Oh my god, dude. Yeah. Fucking Eddie Murphy. And then so our version of that in the Philippines, our experience with that was just someone had a Betamax tape that was recorded here, probably recorded on HBO or whenever it came out or whatever, and then sent it back to the Philippines and it got circulated. That's how
man.
that's how it happens in the Philippines, man.
Dude,
And during those times.
I think we got like a 7th generation copy
Yeah.
over at the O'Malley house.
Yeah,
That's what
probably.
We'd be watching Betamax comedy shit recorded from the States, man.
Oh yeah.
There in their house, man. Yeah.
And of course, those tapes are gonna go to whatever class Randy was in. It's gonna just like, okay, you gotta watch this.
Yeah.
And then all his friends in whatever class he's in the homeroom class,
Yeah.
that's gonna circulate there. And then so I got it from another classmate of mine, and we watched it in his house, and I was like, and that was the first time I ever saw cussing.
Really?
And yeah, yeah, because in the Philippines it's just censored, man.
Censored, man.
You don't see,
Dude, even your Voltus 5 was censored, man. So.
Oh come on, yeah, man. It was censored. So I mean, when I saw that, I'm like, oh my god, you can do this.
Yeah, right?
You can
the
do
freedom,
this.
the freedom,
Yeah,
of
freedom. Yeah, the freedom of expression. And it's like, and then I go, and it was the same reaction I heard when Guns N' Roses came out, the first album, and Axl Rose was cussing on the songs. You're fucking crazy. That's the first time I heard cussing in music, man.
You almost dropped your rosary. How many times? God.
No, yeah. So I mean, I was like, wow. So you then when you hear that, you hear freedom of expression, you're like, then you open up, your mind opens up. It's like, and then you start to say the word fuck without being bastos about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Without being rude to another person. It's just a form of expression, And the thing is, Eddie Murphy, it was all just fucking hilarious, man.
Yeah.
Talking about Stevie Wonder, Mick Jagger, not Mike Tyson, but Michael Jackson. Oh my god! And then he came out in my favorite movie of all time is Trading Places, dude.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
I would think Beverly Hills Cop, but Trading Places. Okay.
No,
Yeah,
Trading
man.
Places came before Beverly Hills Cop.
It did.
Yeah.
Really? He wasn't. That was his first feature.
That
film.
was his first because he was still. I don't know if he was still in SNL at that time. He had just maybe graduated from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, no, he was
then-
still in SNL. And
he was still.
Yeah, and then because of his fame on SNL, and then his albums, and then the Trading Places. Yeah, he quit and did Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, that was fantastic too, man. I mean, the movies of my teen years are, Karate Kid, Beverly Hills Cop, Trading Places, Star Wars, not Star Wars, but maybe Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, Trading Places, like, and there's actual blackface in Trading Places. Do you remember that, dude?
God, I haven't seen that movie in so long.
Dan Aykroyd, because they have to be in disguise in one of the last scenes in the last part.
Yeah,
and he's playing like a reggae dude.
That's
like a
gonna be
Jamaican.
totally canceled today.
Oh my God.
Canceled.
I'm actually surprised that no one has brought it up.
Yeah,
You
whatever,
know.
dude. If you're gonna
Yeah.
cancel that movie, you're gonna cancel everything from the '80s.
Yeah, I know, man. I mean, yeah.
We're
Anyway.
not gonna let that happen. No Gen Xers are gonna let that happen.
Oh yeah, no, no, no. I
No,
mean
no.
that movie was fucking funny, man.
All the
And then
movies were great then, man.
yeah, dude,
No
all
matter
the
how
fucking
bad they were, they've become classics.
the classics,
Instant
man. All
classics,
those
man.
like Breakfast Club,
Yeah.
fucking 16 Candles, dude.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Nightmare on
dude.
Elm Street, all
Oh,
that shit,
yeah,
man.
dude.
You know,
And then even
Conan the Barbarian did it for me, man. Like,
Conan. Oh my god. And then fucking Coming to America, dude.
yeah, yes, that's when he was mature.
Yeah.
He matured as the superstar stand-up comedian actor.
Yeah.
know? That was it. He was the first guy to do that. Find take from all different genres. Well, maybe Richard Pryor, but he didn't have like blockbuster movies
Yeah.
until he did movies with Gene Wilder. Remember Stir
Gene Wilder.
Crazy? Yeah, man.
Stir Crazy, I remember that.
Yeah,
I was a
man.
kid when that came out.
Yeah, but standalone movies, not like Eddie Murphy, man.
No, Eddie Murphy was a mega star, you know.
Yeah. Jeez, but
Yeah,
you
he
know,
was like the first comedian to reach that level, dude.
yeah.
You know, arena level.
I know. And just like every movie he was doing, totally just like a blockbuster.
Oh, dude, Beverly Hills Cop, man.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna fall for no banana in my tailpipe.
Yeah, and then never forget 48 hours.
48 hours.
Dude, man.
Oh my god,
Man.
when he does Roxanne, he's
Yeah.
listening to the headphones.
Exactly.
Oh my god. So I mean, so I was like I said, I was hooked right away. I'm like, wow, this thing, because in the Philippines there's no such thing as stand-up comedy, and
Yeah.
stand-up comedy
There
is
was,
only
right? I mean, really kind of like anything close to
nothing,
American
dude.
stand-up?
Nothing. That's
Because
why
it would have been too dangerous, right? If they did political social commentary.
I mean,
God.
I mean,
Like
even
during
if
Marcos times,
even if you did that now, it would always be dangerous in the
Yeah,
Philippines
it is.
to
And
do political comedy because no one there has a sense of humor.
well, now it's changing, I'm partly to blame for that
Why?
because there's actual stand-up comedy in Manila now, in the Philippines.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the guys from Comedy Manila, those guys, they kind of were inspired by what I was doing when I first came to Manila in 2002.
Yeah.
And started doing the shows there. Those guys came to the shows, and I kind of showed them how it was done. You know that yes, this is how stand up, or the stand up that we know, is done. And
Yeah.
they just needed someone to do it. They just needed to see how it was done. And so they have their own movement over there, and it's great, man. To go to a comedy club there. This is pre-COVID, but to
Yeah.
go to a comedy club and to see local stand-up legit stand-up comedians doing their sets in Tagalog.
Oh, in Tagalog,
Man, it's mind-blowing.
bro. Have you seen these videos on YouTube of these? They're not rap battles exactly, but they're like extemporaneous poetry. It's like hip hop rap battles, but Pinoy style
In Tagalog.
in Tagalog.
But parang like the old days of the ancient times of Balagtasan.
Yes, like that.
Yeah.
You have like it's like a debate.
Those
It's like a
guys
debate.
Yeah, they can go on forever.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I guess you should check it out, man. I'll
Okay.
send you a link. But
Yeah,
I
man.
mean Filipinos, man, the extemporaneous and growing up in LaSalle Green Hills, you can ask Randy this, man. Every now and then we would have extemporaneous contests in the auditorium, dude.
Wow.
And the whole batch would be there to watch.
Wow.
Fill up the auditorium, and each class has one guy or two guys that are gonna go up there and memorize a speech or whatever they want, a poem, a speech, but it's all in Tagalog, and they just no microphone, bro.
Dang.
Yeah, and it's called the extemporaneous contest.
Yeah, but that's
And
still that digs into the old tradition of balagtas,
yes,
right?
and
Yeah,
and and that's why somehow it saddens me that since I would say since the martial law era until now,
yeah,
the Philippines hasn't recovered really that much in that whole time, and then especially with regards to human rights and
yeah,
fucking freedom of speech
yeah,
and shit like that. That automatically comes with democracy. If you're gonna call yourself a democracy, this has to be respected. These things
yeah,
and for a Philippi for the Filipino for the Filipino, and I'm talking about male and female when I say Filipino. When I say Filipinos are so good at expressing themselves, man.
yeah.
They are,
Yeah,
they,
we're
oh my,
innately artistic, innately
yes,
expressionistic. You know.
it's a gift, man. It's a
Yeah,
gift of the Filipino, man.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, and for stand up comedy to be a small little movement started by a Filipino American. I mean, they got the inspiration from a Filipino who was taken from the Philippines, grew
yeah,
up in the States, and had to come back and relearn his roots. So it's instead of it happening in naturally, because there is no freedom of speech there,
yeah,
and my
yeah.
God, I just imagine it's like if there was actual freedom of speech in the Philippines,
Mm,
my God, the stand-up comedians, or not even just not even comedians, but just extemporaneous speakers, man.
yeah, yeah,
Shit,
yeah. They would flourish.
they would
They would.
flourish and they
Yeah,
would be so good. They would, I mean, people from Europe would like, you have to come and speak here in Spain. You have to come here to Denmark and speak.
yeah,
It's like that level, bro.
yeah, yeah. Exactly. And we've been doing that for centuries already.
Yeah.
Already, really. And I found out, God, decades ago that my great grandfather from Cavite practiced. He was an orator himself. He did balagtas. You know,
Balagtas.
he
Oh
was
no,
part
yeah,
of
you're right. That's what it was called. It was the Balagtasan contest. Yeah.
balagtasan contest where
Yes.
he would be doing straight off the cuff epic poems for hours and hours.
Shit.
For the entire barangay, for everybody, man.
Oh
They
my.
would battle. They go up against other guys from different barangays, whatever, man. But it was like in the soul. It's like now I know where I get my stand up. You know, now I
Yeah.
know I know where I get that form from because it's in the blood,
It's in the blood. It's in the
man.
culture.
It's in the culture. It's in the blood. Shit, man. If I can go back in time and see my great Lolo doing that, man, I'd
Shit, dude.
be
Yeah, you gotta see those. I'll send you those videos, man.
yeah, cool.
It's exactly what it's balagtasan, but on a with already the influence of hip hop.
Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, no, man. Whatever form it needs to stay alive, man.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, because that's what hip hop and really it derives from the oral tradition, anyone's
yeah.
oral tradition. So, man, Pinoy oral tradition and balagtasan, man. That's deep Tagalog, man.
Dude, it's deep. It's deep.
It's so deep, man.
Dude, but the beautiful thing about this modern version of balagtasan, or balagtasan battles, if you will, is that, dude, it's in a gymnasium, an open air gymnasium in maybe in somewhere in San Juan, or maybe in Paco, or somewhere there in the city.
Okay.
The in the city of Manila, and or maybe San Juan, and it's packed, dude. It's packed. It's the size of a local gym, the basketball gym.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
they have the main court, and then on the side there are mini courts. And the place is packed with people, and everybody is listening.
Wow.
It's fucking quiet, dude, and they're listening to these two guys on stage just fucking dissing each other with the deepest Tagalog I've ever heard.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah. Oh my God. And when someone, and I can understand it, even though it's deep, you can still understand it. You can really get the gist. And then when they say something really profound but insulting at the same time. You just the whole place just goes berserk. You're like, oh
Oh no,
shit,
man!
you know.
It's like back in like Cyrano de Bergerac. You know
Uh-huh.
him, the warrior poet.
Yeah,
Man, yeah, man. That whole style of just being so witty, clever
really clever.
in the moment.
It's like the deepest yo mama jokes, man.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah, so and that was I was so shocked because the whole crowd, it's a packed gymnasium, and the crowd is just listening. No fucking, you could hear a pin drop
Wow.
aside from the two guys talking. And when the punchline would come, everybody got it. Dude, the whole place would just erupt. And the thing is, these guys, these poets, they would come up and they have their nicknames, their rap names or whatever, and they have followings, man. It's like here on this corner, it's, let's say, it's fucking Rex, T-Rex, Navarrete, and then you have your fans, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the guy who's gonna battle him has his own posse and fans too. It's really interesting, dude, and I'm so proud that fucking Filipinos are still doing that, man.
Yeah.
Even though it's in the underground,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
because what's
And-
happening above ground in the mainstream is so not. It's not, Filipinos are not supposed to be like that, man.
Come on, man. We need to have as many comedians in drag as possible.
In drag. So yeah, I mean, so what the stand up was flourishing, especially during the 90s, was gay stand up.
Yeah, yeah. The comedy bars. The comedy bars.
Comedy bars.
And then
Yes.
someone stole stand up, the phrase stand up. It's not theirs to use.
Okay.
You know, that's always been my complaint when I first started doing stand up, my stand up or American stand up in the Philippines, man. It's like they confuse, like, when I do the dumb noontime shows just to do a sit down interview.
Yeah.
And then asked me, Rex, how come you do not wear a dress on the stage when you're doing your comedy? Because
Is that an actual question, bro?
Yeah, they did. It was so embarrassing. It's like, what the fuck? Really? Didn't you see my act? I don't do what you guys do. It's not that I'm knocking you. You guys have your own following. You do what you do, but that's like, no, the terminology, you need to give the word back. You need to give
Yeah.
stand up back to us.
Right.
You can call yourself comedy, sing along comedy or something else, but not stand up. You can't
Yes,
call it
yeah.
stand up.
Yeah.
So that's what ruined it for me and for a lot of folks. And it confused too many people. That's why, that's why it took a while for Comedy in Manila to really gain its feet,
Yeah.
because they needed to reclaim the term. And now people know that stand up means, point of view comedy,
Yes.
social commentary, political comedy, what have you. But
Keeping it 100.
yeah, just one person, one mic. That's it. No sets, no costumes, nothing.
Bare bones, man.
Yeah, that's it.
You see is what you get, man.
Yeah, I mean, we'll comb our hair every now and then. We'll bring a nice shirt.
No, but I mean the content,
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like-
The content is not. I'm not breaking into song. I'm not doing songs and hitting on your boyfriend for for 500 pesos.
Yeah.
Like no, that's something else. I support that, but
Yeah.
that's not stand up.
That's a different kind of comedy.
Yeah, that's entertaining, but it's not
Yeah.
what I do. So don't
Right.
confuse the two. So that's why it took a while for the local scene there in Manila to reclaim the word.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And I'm glad because now they're working their asses off and they're doing very well. They're doing very well.
Wow.
You know?
What are they called? Comedy Manila?
Comedy Manila, and it's a whole bunch of comics, like GB Labrador, Red Oliero, God, there's bunch of guys, great guys to work with. So whenever I would go back to Manila, and I just tell those guys, I make those guys open for me. You
Right.
know?
Yeah.
So put them on my stage in front of my audience there in Manila, in Makati, and yeah, man, yeah, dude, it was great.
Yeah.
It's like they were scared
Yeah.
because they're gonna be in front of my dude. They're I think the most appreciative audience that I could have ever cultivated anywhere in the world, man, is the Manila Makati crowd. You
Yeah.
know?
No, because they know what stand up is.
Yeah.
And they're probably wondering, it's like, why is there no stand up here, man?
Yeah, until I arrived, and then boom, it was crazy, man.
Yeah.
2002 to 2005. Oh my God, man, it was just
dude.
nuts.
When you arrived, it was you were a star, man. People were actually, because when I tell you my story about watching Eddie Murphy, there were probably 1,000 other kids who saw the same thing on a circulating Betamax tape in Manila.
Yeah.
So many people already knew who Eddie Murphy was, knew what stand-up comedy was, that you can actually say all these cuss words, because you're being real. It's the real world. It's how the real world talks,
Yeah.
So man, I mean, it's a really galing art form. So when you decided to do it, were you booking yourself, or did you sign up with an agent, or
No,
what
no.
happened?
I just booked myself initially. I tried an agency years later. For a couple of years, it was okay. It was kind of like the same stuff I was already doing. But I kind of just like kept it to myself. I kept it really simple. You want to book me? Just send me an email, and
Right.
we'll work out all the travel and details. So that's it, man. I've always
Wow.
wanted to keep it very low maintenance.
Low maintenance, right?
But I
What-
mean, it doesn't hurt to have representation, depending on what you want to do in the industry.
really depends on you, right?
Yeah, and how the times have changed. There's there's a few more other Filipino-American comics on the scene.
Yeah.
But I at least I got to be there in the beginning, kind of
Yeah.
set the stage for everybody.
Did you tour extensively?
Yeah, that's what I was doing full time. Since
Wow,
2002.
full time, huh?
2002 to up until recently. Yeah, that's all I've been doing. Just doing stand up, just touring, doing
Wow.
side gigs here and there, and side projects, but touring. That's always been the meat and potatoes of my income.
Have you reached like the Midwest?
The Midwest, if you consider Chicago the Midwest, yeah. But man, there's not a whole lot of Filipinos to come out to visit to, like in Nebraska.
Yeah, I know.
And
That's what I mean.
Kansas.
Yeah, that's the
no,
Midwest. I mean,
Yeah, I mean they're there, but nah, they're not. No,
and
so-
they can't really relate to.
well, they can because they got internet, but they're just like so remote. So
Yeah.
that's the only way we can really stay connected is just through the internet and them downloading my albums on iTunes.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Chicago, Illinois would be the only place that I actually go technically to the Midwest, and and I'd go to other middle states like Texas, like Atlanta in the South.
Yeah.
On the East Coast, like do DC, Florida, and then Jersey, of course, New York. So yeah, you just kind of like where the Pinoys are at. Those are the probably the crowds that you kind of look forward to.
Yeah. Is it do you adjust if you know the crowd is like majority not Pinoy?
Yeah. I mean, I'll try not to make it too exclusive, and plus my material doesn't have a lot of like deep Tagalog in there, or I'm leaving you out.
Yeah.
I will try to explain, the wording.
Oh, okay.
In there somehow, just to keep everyone included.
Yeah.
But it's not like I'm just going to wash wash down, water down my material just so the white guys get it.
Yeah,
Like, no, man.
okay. Right,
No,
right.
that's when I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, if you compromise your
Oh,
art.
dude, no, that's horrible. It's
Yeah.
like what's a lumpia? Oh, it's an egg roll, with no veggies. Okay,
It's an egg roll with pork
dude.
in it.
Yeah, at that point, when you got me doing that on stage, I'm done.
Yeah, when you have to explain, yeah, it's like
Yeah, over explain, dude. Yeah, catch up. You came to the show with your Filipino friends. You should know this by now.
yeah, yeah.
It's like I'm not going to explain this to you, white guy. Christ, man.
I remember your last set. The last set I saw you was in the Improv in Irvine,
Yeah.
and yeah, there were a couple of white dudes in there, and I think yeah, you really have to go in there knowing a lot of Filipino shit from your Filipino friends already for to get the jokes, to get the feel.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. But I don't make it too difficult,
oh no,
Yeah.
not at all, not at all. It's not like a private joke. It's still real. I think it's still relatable to
Yeah, yeah.
on a human level. Yeah,
And that's what I try to do. And if I don't do that, I don't think I'm doing my job.
yes,
Because that's part of the agreement. You're going to be playing the improv, a comedy chain, and you want to bring in a mixed audience. Because
yeah. That's
I mean,
that's a totally mixed audience,
it's not like George Lopez does his whole thing in Spanish.
right?
But he'll go deep sometimes. But that makes George Lopez.
Yeah,
That he will go there.
Yeah.
He will challenge his Mexican American audience.
yeah,
They need to go there. Sometimes
Yeah.
you got to go deep because, you know what, it turns into a master class. It turns into, a lecture sometimes.
yeah,
From a master professor, and you're the white guy in there. It's like, dude, this is not for you. It's okay.
yeah,
It's not for you at this moment.
Yeah,
Your
at the-
jokes are coming later.
yeah, yeah. That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because you have to go, especially when I guess when you're like maybe you have that joke written, but then you have flexibility to maybe go a little to the side a bit, and then and go somewhere else and then come back to it, and then so if you don't know, you're not gonna follow.
yeah.
You're gonna just know the basic, and then once you go off tangent, and it's only the Filipinos or only maybe the Spanish or the Mexican crowd will get it. Well, it's like tough shit. You just have to wait for the
Your
next
jokes. Yeah.
punchline.
I've had shows where I know that I included everybody, and I still get these disgruntled white audience members after the show. It's like you didn't do enough jokes for people like me. I didn't get it. I felt left out. Like, what the asshole?
man.
The show was in English.
Yeah,
It was in English.
yeah,
What America do you live in that you don't understand English and diversity? Get the fuck
Yeah.
out of here, No,
it's
no.
like it's like you're in a room full of different kinds of people, man. It's like
Yeah, but your main job is to appease the white people.
oh
You know,
yeah, I know. Okay,
who
yeah,
who are like basic eighth grade education level.
yeah,
Like, seriously,
Yeah.
after all of my education and me traveling the world, and all the great people that I have influenced me intellectually, and I gotta make your eighth grade ass happy.
yeah.
I'm
Oh my
sorry.
god.
Sorry. Good
Yeah.
night. Go
Sorry,
back to,
not
go
sorry,
back,
not
go,
sorry, bro.
Go home, yeah. Go home and reinflate the tires underneath your house. Jesus.
Oh my god.
It's like, exactly,
Go back.
after,
It's like go back to your militia, man.
yeah, after all of that, you get the stupid rednecks with the free comp tickets to your show complaining. You came in for free and you wanted more. Shut up.
Wow.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, man. It's
That's
like
America, man. That's America.
I know, man. And the thing is, it's like stand-up comedy has to be treated like you're there to learn something, yeah, it's funny. Of course, it's funny. It's comedy, but are you there to go for the knock knock jokes guy, or are you gonna go there for the guy who talks about the real shit and makes it funny?
Yeah.
It's up to you, man.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you can't hack it, don't fucking go up to the fucking comedian and say, "Hey, man, you weren't funny in my book." It's like, fuck you. I
All
don't
right,
give
then,
shit.
yeah.
You know,
It's like
it's
that's
not my
my
problem that you
yeah.
didn't
It's
get it.
not my job to make you specifically happy.
Yeah,
That's your job.
exactly.
I did my job.
Yeah,
I my batting average tonight was excellent because I heard laughs. Maybe I didn't hear you, but I heard laughs.
yeah,
I did my job. That's it, man. But a great night can be ruined with just like that. Just a couple of yahoos coming in, and just messing it up for you. But you know what? You just shake it off because
yeah.
remind yourself this is America. We're not there yet.
Yeah, we're not
We
there.
are still a work in progress.
Exactly,
We're
man.
not there yet, bro.
Exactly.
So
It's like,
I put myself on the line, being as brown as I am, man, ambiguous as
dude.
I am, with a Spanish last name. They're thinking, oh, they're going to one of those Mexican shows. No, and you know what?
Yeah.
And not all Mexican shows are going to be dumb in your book.
Yeah.
Some of my one of my favorite comics are Mexican Americans, man.
Yeah.
And they're super good.
Yeah.
They're super good. There's horrible comics from every community. Horrible.
Well, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Just like there's horrible musicians in every community,
Yeah.
It's a human thing. You're either good or you're not good.
Yeah. There's shit in every household, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's just I mean, after everything, after I'm talking about American terms. I mean, of course, they're the ones who invented comedy, stand-up comedy, and after everything, Richard Pryor, Bill Hicks, even Andrew Dice Clay, man. I mean, Eddie Murphy, fucking who's George Carlin, fucking Cheech and Chong. After all of that, you still don't get it, man.
Yeah.
You still don't get fucking what's funny and what's not funny.
I know.
What's funny and what's really offensive. You know.
Yeah.
After all of that,
and the diversity. This is like, the country that will give you the most diversity
oh my god,
in
dude.
comedy. Really, because
It's
we
oh
set
my
the
God.
stage for it. It was minorities who created stand-up comedy.
Yeah,
It wasn't white
actually,
people.
it was no, yeah,
It was the Jews and the blacks.
yeah.
When
The
they
white people just watched.
yeah, they picked it up later. Their most famous white pioneer in stand-up, who actually kind of maybe invented the whole genre, is Mark Twain.
Oh wow, really?
When he traveled the world, literally doing stand-up comedy. This is before microphones. He would just be in a theater, sit down on a chair, and everyone would just sit quietly and listen to him just tell hilarious stories.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But real stories.
Real stories, well, fictional as well, but
Yeah.
he would do commentary. But Mark Twain was that guy. He was the first live stand-up performer.
Wow.
Like seriously, commentary, the human condition, politics of the current day. Man, he was like the first guy to also, and I found this out later, and in my ethnic studies, classes, that he was the first anti-imperialist in favor of giving Filipinos back their freedom.
Oh wow. From
Yeah.
Spain.
From America.
Oh, from America. Okay.
Yeah. When we became a colony of America after Spain. Yeah.
Yeah.
And which ensued the Filipino-American War. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was very vocal about that war in the Philippines.
Wow. Damn.
He was anti.
Yeah, anti-imperialist. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, America was starting to get, they were getting big-headed, man, beating all these superpowers, these old superpowers like Spain and and Portugal and whoever else.
Yeah, America
And,
wanted to jump on board.
yeah. Like, gosh. Well, thank God for Mark Twain, man. I mean, now, see, now Filipinos have a fucking direct connection with Mark Twain,
Exactly.
who is one of the most American of Americans.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. The most conscious of Americans and of American history.
Wow, I gotta get into Mark Twain, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
deep
I only
stuff.
know the surface, dude.
Yeah. The man is deeper than you think.
Oh, I believe you, man. I just have to discover how deep is your love, you know. and so okay, so what was your first album? The Brown
Badly Browned.
Battle Brown.
Yeah.
That was so funny, dude.
Badly
What
Browned.
what
That
year
came
was that?
out in
96?
No, 1998.
Oh, 98. Okay.
Yeah.
Was that one show or a compilation?
That was one live show in
One live
UC
show.
at the UC Berkeley campus.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, just one take, and I got all that. I got all that in there, and that's when I recorded Maritess versus the Super Friends
Yeah, dude.
as a bonus track. So yeah, that almost did not make the album.
Oh my god. Okay. So for the uninitiated out there, Rex Navarrete has a classic skit of entitled Maritess and the Super Friends
Yeah, versus the Super
versus the Super Friends, and you can find it on YouTube
YouTube, go to Apple, iTunes. Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah. YouTube if you want to see the animation.
Yeah. Oh my god, the animation was fucking genius, man. So anyway, it is his, I would say, your crown jewel, and for me as a stand-up comedy fan, it's up there with
Dead Parrot sketch. Just kidding.
huh?
Just kidding. Monty Python. Yeah, I'm a big
Oh,
Monty
Monty
Python
Python.
fan.
No, it's up there, dude. It's up there with
thanks.
I fart in your general direction. You know, you know. Oh, it's but a flesh wound. You know, it's up there with that, man. For me personally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I mean, and I'm sure if any foreigner who, and of course there are a lot of foreigners who are already, you know, Filipinos, and they themselves will understand it because they know the Philippine culture, the Filipino culture. So once it's like a rite of passage for, it's like if you're a white dude that wants to marry a Filipino
no.
woman.
Oh no! Don't give him any tips.
No. What I mean is, if you're a foreigner that delves into the Filipino culture, you got to go all the way to get it, or else you won't be welcomed. You know what I mean? You won't be welcomed wholeheartedly unless you speak the language, or if you can say pare naturally, you know, without being, oh, I'm a foreigner that can say pare, you know, but it just comes natural, whatever. To know Maritess versus the Super Friends is a prerequisite for me.
Thank you.
Yeah, because it's just the funniest thing, man. And if you anyone out there who hasn't heard it, you go to YouTube right now and listen to it because it's genius. Okay, how the hell did you come up with that concept? Because it's just,
It was inspired.
when after hearing the joke, the skit,
Yeah.
you get it. But if I didn't hear that, it would be such an absurd idea. So go.
No, it was totally inspired by something more tragic, man. Remember that case? It was like sometime in the mid '90s. The Filipino overseas a domestic worker that was sentenced to death, I believe.
Uh-huh.
God, I forgot.
Oh yeah,
the name.
yeah.
Yeah, she was in another country, and I believe she was accused of murdering her employer because he kept abusing her.
Yeah.
And then that country put her to death.
Wow. That was Saudi Arabia, right? Or something?
Somewhere in the Middle East, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like no justice happened for her.
Uh-huh.
So man, what do you do with that, man? It was just like basically that was the current condition of all OFWs. You were at the mercy of your employers,
Yeah.
And
You're
so
a slave, dude.
yeah, so I wanted to take something from that and create something, someone, empowering. But how do I turn this around rather than being so angry about it? And and um, and so you take something as ridiculous as the most perfect of the superheroes, the super friends. What makes them so super? Are they perfect? Maybe not. Maybe there's someone, who's got the courage to show the world that they are not that super, and it's going to be a Filipino domestic helper.
Wow.
So that's where I ran with it, and it could have gone in the wrong direction totally. It could have been horrible. It could have been so insulting and derogatory. But towards domestic helpers and over OFWs and Filipinos, just Filipinos anywhere, But I wanted to take something where I can make commentary about the super friends, especially Superman. Why do we adore Superman so much? Why does he get all the breaks?
Yeah.
When we have actual, aliens, working illegally or under the worst conditions, in this world. But we pray to a God named, Clark Kent, to this guy who is actually an alien who's living here illegally.
Yeah.
It's because he's white.
Ah.
So yeah, so I needed to just turn that tragedy into something, just where I'm not angry anymore, but now we can just laugh with ourselves and laugh at something deeper, but still laugh. I mean, it's got to be ridiculous to the point where, yeah, okay, I'm beyond angry now. I'm done with the angry part.
Yeah.
Now it's time to just like, you know what? I would laugh at you for what you've done.
Yeah.
You can't inflict any more pain.
Right.
This is the only way we're going to get through this. We got to laugh.
Fuck yeah, that's the revenge, man.
Yeah, man. So
Because that's like the only revenge you can get, man.
She became my cult hero. So
Wow.
I had to create a hero out of her.
What's her name, Maritess?
Yeah, just Maritess.
Oh my
that's
God.
it. So Maritess became, this character.
She became the star.
Yeah, that's it. But she's fictional, just part of my imagination. But I drew from so many other people's actual OFW experiences to create her.
Wow. Wow.
That was a heavy one, man. It's always been a heavy routine, a heavy skit to do.
Oh my God.
I can't do it anymore. I can't do it.
But it's your funniest skit, man.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. But it's the most difficult of all of my material to perform, and I stopped doing it.
So do you think about her every time you have to? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have fun
or the circumstances of what happened.
I have fun. Yeah, I have good memories of just why I created her and how people have seen the actual routine and what it's done for them, and so
it is empowering, man.
She became bigger than anything I could ever imagine. So
oh my God,
it ran away from me. So that's good.
Yeah.
I gave. It
I mean,
to
and
the
that's
world.
why it's at that level.
Yeah,
because it already ran away from you. You have no more control over it.
I had no
right?
more. I was just the vessel to create this piece. And now all of us own her. She belongs to all of us now.
And dude, and one thing I have to say is that this came out in '98, right?
Yeah.
And one of the jokes, one of the punchlines in that skit is Batman and Robin being, gay, having a thing,
ambiguously gay,
ambiguously gay,
yeah,
and That was very brave of you to do that during that time, bro. I'm talking about balls.
Yeah, well, because you have to look at it because if Bruce Wayne, single billionaire,
Yeah.
adopts a young teenage boy.
Award.
Yeah, a ward, that spells nothing but trouble,
Yeah.
and they go fight crime together. Oh my God, dude, it's too
In
much.
tights.
It's too much.
Oh my god. So wait. Oh my god. And the way oh my gosh, the way you did her voice, that she was like on the verge of tears.
Yeah, yeah.
The whole time she's just on the verge of tears, but she keeps it together, man.
So now you know why. For me as a performer, I had to stop doing it. It was
Right.
just too much.
Yeah.
Man, that's the most draining performance ever.
It is, man, because it's strong, dude.
It's rough.
Your
It's
strongest performance is always the one that'll get you, man.
At that point, it's no longer stand up. It becomes a performance piece. you
Yeah.
know? It becomes a one man show kind of thing. It becomes a theater piece.
Yeah.
It really is, man, and it just became part of my repertoire, and it was just so hard to shift between that and what I was doing.
Dude, I think you just gave me an idea. I'm not going to say it on air because it's going to be a secret between you and I, and I'm going to try and make it happen. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
It's going to be good. Anyway, so how long did you take to write that thing, that piece?
That took just a couple weeks, I think, just to flesh it out.
Did you go from start to finish, or did you
Yeah,
go?
yeah.
Did you piece it together like a puzzle, or
I just pieced it together on paper first, and then to figure out how she would sound, and then the pacing. But then I would have to just try to remember the order of each super friend that I would talk about. Fucking dude, it was just like reclamo after reclamo. It was just that, man. It was just so yeah.
yeah, and
It took a while.
And I get what you said, where you had to bring the super friends down to earth
Yeah.
to say that, hey, you can't, you're not, the hype is no more hype.
Yeah. I
Stop
know all
the
your
hype.
secrets. Yeah, we know all your secrets. You're not that perfect.
Yeah, you're not that perfect. You're not number one. You're not.
She knows all their secrets. They entrusted all of their faults and their secrets
Exactly, Patty. That's why.
to a Filipino-American.
That's why that lady who was wrongly accused. That's why she fought back, man.
Yeah, she did.
Because she knew the fucking bullshit of her fucking
Of her abuser.
employer, or her abuser, not employer, abuser, and she fucking fought back, man.
Yeah.
She's like, motherfucker, fuck you.
God, I wish I could remember her name. It was like Floor something.
Yeah, you're right. It was Floor. Yeah.
Floor something, man. I'm sure someone could chime in, but yeah, man, that was the worst.
That was such an injustice, man. I mean, and of course, the feeling of all the Filipinos were like, shit, what can we do?
Yeah, and
How can we save her? How can we save her, man?
Yeah, right.
Shit, she's all alone.
That's
man.
right. Her name was Flor Contemplacion.
Yon.
Yeah, man.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. So that's
Flor Contemplacion. Oh my God.
She was the inspiration for Maritess. Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy,
Bro,
huh?
that's crazy, man.
Crazy.
That's fucking crazy. You heard it here, folks.
Yeah.
You heard it here, folks.
Yeah.
Man.
It's so if people are entertained by it, fine. But man, now that you know that it came from a deeper origin, man, it just
See, that's the fucking Richard Pryor, George Carlin shit, man. Bill Hicks, right
that's
there.
why
man.
that's why those guys inspired me. It's like,
Yeah.
why are the most hilarious of their bits coming from some of the most tragic points of their lives. Jesus. Yeah, man. I mean, I can't say that I've lived, that tragic of a life for Richard Pryor, man.
Oh gosh,
But
man, his
still,
mom.
he survived. He's a survivor. So you know what?
Yeah.
Well, let's celebrate with him. He never wanted us to commiserate with him. He wanted us to laugh, and so we got to do him that favor. We got to laugh with him because he survived. He's a survivor.
Man, Richard Pryor, dude. He came into my radar later on. I think when I came here to the States for holiday 1994, I got a whole bunch of VHS, things that you can't get in Manila.
Yeah.
CDs, VHS, everything, dude. And then I just, all the Richard Pryor, I would just like shove it in the basket. And so there was the Live at Hollywood, the newer stuff.
Yeah.
Live
on
which was
Sunset
great,
Strip. Yeah.
Yeah, Live on Sunset Strip was awesome. And then there was one that I bought, and it was I got it because it was live in New York, and I think 1972 or 74. So way earlier than Sunset Strip. He wasn't. He was still probably just in New York, or he was just a touring guy. And so, okay, I watch it. I put it on, and there's nothing funny, bro. But it's all fucking real.
Yeah. Whoa.
Dude, I fucking had a fucking crash course in American black culture.
History, yeah. Because I think around that time he actually went to Africa. And exposed himself to African culture.
Yeah.
And to finally go back. Man, that's deep.
Yes, you're right. That's when he started fucking talking about real shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And man, and I think it was in in New York, man, those small clubs. Probably it was Cafe Wa or in Greenwich Village, And you could hear there were just like probably at the most 7 to 10 people. And he was just there sitting down and talking to them. There was nothing funny, no punchlines, man. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck is this? At first, I was like, well, where are the jokes, man? Where are the jokes? And then I stopped first. I got bored, and then I watched it again, and I'm like, okay, wait a minute. He's talking about some real shit. I don't know what he's talking about, but it's kind of compelling. And then you watch it again, and then it's like, holy fucking shit. Black people in the States are fucking treated like fucking shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to have the comics to be your heroes.
Oh, dude. I mean, that's why right away when all of this fucking shit, when George Floyd had this, way before George Floyd, I was already fucking quote unquote woke, man.
Yeah.
Way before Mississippi burning pa lang, I was already woke, pare. Because of that fucking VHS that I saw of Richard Pryor. It was like 2 hours of just him rapping, man. Just fucking. And it was so dark, man. He would like say something and pause for about 15 seconds. And then you could just hear the crowd, yeah. Yeah. It's like they're digesting what he just said. And then they go, yeah, you're fucking right, man.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, you're like, yeah, you're right.
That's going to be me someday. Don't be surprised.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, man. I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm kind of heading that direction already. Man. It's
dude,
like,
it's
how
fucking
bad
real.
do we need the laughs? Really? I've got all the laughs for 10 lifetimes, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you know what? Maybe, how about just to have the conversation?
Just have a conversation.
That's it. Well, smile. As long as you're smiling, it's comedy.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, here and there, he would interject some small punchline, but people were already like they were invested. Okay, we're going deep. Let's go deep.
Yeah.
And
that's what Dave Chappelle, was doing later in his career.
Dave Chappelle, dude.
I actually sat in San Francisco at the Punchline at one of his late night shows. Oh my God, dude! Seriously, the show started at 12. It ended at 5 a.m.
Just him?
Just him.
Holy fuck!
It was beautiful.
That's like fucking. You know what that feels like to me? It's like those stories they had of Jimi Hendrix in fucking either in London or in New York. He would just sit in the band. No one knew who the fuck he was. And and he would just play and play and play, and people were like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah. But everyone knew who Dave Chappelle was.
No, but I mean, he was just on.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, wow.
Yeah. So that was it, but it was more conversational. It was awesome, and it was great. And just creating comedy right on the spot, it was nice. It was very intimate. And so sometimes comedy can be like that.
It
which
was,
is
yeah.
cool. It can be like that, which is great because that's the root form of it is the very intimate connection.
I think,
before it becomes an arena show,
yeah, I think, I think after all of this, this after this earth-shaking drama, earth history-making drama is all over.
Yeah.
I think a lot of comics are gonna, I don't know, man. They're probably missing the crowds and shit, but they're gonna have to talk about some real shit, man, because a lot of real shit has been happening since all of this shit started, man.
Let's get through this election first.
Yeah, people.
Tonight, as we're recording tonight, we just finished the last debate between the two presidential nominees. Like, wow, this is it. Seriously, man.
This is it. Yeah.
Time, this election is really gonna matter.
But I think, I don't know if you saw it, but Dave Chappelle came out. He did a special.
Yeah,
in
on
his
Netflix.
in his backyard, right?
Basically 28 minutes, 27 minutes.
Yeah.
It wasn't even stand up. It was just Dave being Dave.
This was it's exactly what that Richard Pryor was, man.
That's what it was. Yeah,
that's what it was.
And before Richard Pryor died, he passed the mantle to Dave.
Oh, really?
He did, because we knew that we couldn't hold on to Richard Pryor forever, but who was going to accept the mantle that that Richard Pryor held so high? He held the bar so high. Who amongst all the black comics is going to inherit that?
Yeah,
it's not going to be. I'm sorry, it's not going to be Kevin Hart. We love him to death, but it's not going to be Kevin Hart.
Oh no, it's not. No.
I love Chris Rock, but it's not going to be Chris Rock.
No.
But I think it's got to be Dave.
No, and he did it already. That thing he did was exactly when I saw that, because I was like, okay, Dave Chappelle's gonna do a special. What's he gonna do, man? Yeah. It's like, is he gonna tell jokes make light about, there's so many jokes that you could make about all of these things that are happening since COVID happened.
Yeah.
But no. He went down and dirty in the mud.
No, he got real. He got too real.
Oh, it was so refreshing, man.
Yeah,
it was so
needed.
fucking.
It was so needed.
So needed. Someone had to say something,
I know, and I had to gauge the reactions, especially amongst my peers and friends. Like, I don't know why he needs just to be funny. It's like, then we need to stop being friends. It's like, really? That's all we are to you clowns?
Oh my God.
Like, stop. Because we're first and foremost, the best of us are thinkers. Are conscious. We are open-minded, very grounded to the world, around us. We just don't tell jokes. Anyone can tell jokes. Really. You can go to a bookstore and get jokes.
No, here. Anyone can tell a joke. But not many people can write a joke.
Yeah.
That's a big difference, man. I can fucking get a joke I can tell Maritess versus the Super Friends, but it's not mine.
Yeah.
I can deliver it as much as if I practice as much as I can to get the delivery correct and the accent and the crying and whatever.
Sure.
Then,
but
it's not
yours.
Mine, man.
Yeah, it's never going to be yours because it has my fingerprints all over it.
It's not just your fingerprints; it's your soul, dude.
Yeah. It says it. Once I'm gone, man. Like, dude, if anyone forgets my name, I'm cool. That's good. But if they can remember the material, I'm immortal.
Yeah.
That's it, man. For us comics, that's what it really all means. That's the pat on the back. It's like, yeah, you forgot my name, but dude, you could do my material by heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, same with musicians, man.
Yeah.
It's like you don't there's some people, like, let's say they'll meet me and then someone will say, "Pare, that's Wolfgang, pare," and the look in their eyes is like, huh?
Yeah.
It's like so to me, it's like, okay, this guy doesn't know who I am. If his friend didn't point that out, he wouldn't know who I am. But since that happened, and he knows who I actually am, I know that he's a fan. So even though he didn't, if he didn't meet me that night, he would still know my music.
Right.
You know, and yeah, it's I get it, man.
Dude, that's why it's nice to be anonymous sometimes,
Yeah,
because then that's cool. Then you know you've done your job as a writer, as a creator. When
yeah,
what you've created is bigger than you.
it's bigger than you.
Man, I love that feeling. I
Yeah.
really, there's no ego attached. It's like, wow, yeah, that's good. I was
Yeah,
just a vessel, man. I was just a
Yeah,
vessel.
exactly. Yeah, because you didn't create it with the ego
Nah, man.
of it's like, oh man, if this joke becomes big, I'm gonna be so
Yeah.
popular. It's like, no, man.
No, dude, I'm glad I did it. I was channeling through I don't know from where, but man, it came together. It came
Yeah.
together,
Yeah,
man. So that's that's like high satisfaction, especially when it comes to writing a really good joke or a really good bit, a story. That really
Dude.
is.
I have like I look up to people like comics and chefs and all that, because these are the things that I have interest in, but I know innately that I cannot do it as good as you guys, because it's innately not in me. What is innately in me is I can naturally play the drums. I can naturally express my feelings or what are my thoughts through words or writing or whatever.
Yeah.
You innately know that, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to writing a joke, fuck me.
It's all right, man. We need you to appreciate
Yeah,
what we do and to
exactly.
see how we're doing it and how important it is for us to do it. So, man, we're on the same wavelength, man.
Yeah, dude.
Like, dude, yeah. I mean, it really, and that's why I appreciate drummers too, myself, because when you're doing comedy, there's a sense of rhythm. There's a sense of pitch. There's a sense of timing.
Yes.
Timing is super
Time-
important.
Fuck,
You have to be
timing, dude.
tight. You got to keep it tight.
Timing, dude. The timing is like when a comic is a big crowd, and then you're saying the joke, and the crowd can kind of predict where the punchline's going to go.
Yeah.
And so they're starting to laugh already. So you got to pause before that punchline, because if you say the punchline where they're laughing,
Right,
they're
you
not
give it
going to
away.
hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're done.
Oh,
You know,
dude,
like
timing
man,
is so important.
timing is so important. Really, you find that out the hard way when you're in your first 5 years of stand up.
Yeah.
The timing, kid.
Yeah.
Timing. It's a good bit, but man, tighten up your timing.
Timing. Yeah. You
Because,
got to
man,
let your audience laugh at the last joke first, before
Yeah.
you launch into the next one.
Yeah. While they're laughing, don't hit the cymbals.
Yes. Keep the beat going.
Yeah, keep the beat going.
Just
Low
keep the
end.
beat
Keep it
going,
low
yeah.
end.
Yeah.
Your kick drum. You got to keep the low end going.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, but man, just don't ruin it with the cymbals, because then you drown them out. Enjoy
Yeah.
it. You earned it.
Yeah.
Hear it.
And then when it's only like the few five left laughing, that's when you hit the cymbal, dude, and get them all
man.
again.
That's it. Then next rhythm, next bit. That's
Yeah,
it, man.
see.
Yeah, I see it like music. The way my material when I'm on stage, it's like there's a rhythm. There's a rhythm. There's a count to it.
Yeah.
And try to say you can improvise in between the counts.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
it, man, and that's fun. Sometimes that can happen. Let it happen.
Dude, in drumming, dude, one of the golden rules in drumming is like what you're not playing.
Yeah.
It's in between the notes, man.
Yeah. And
even with instruments, even with note, melodic instruments,
Yeah.
it's what you're not playing. Sometimes that's what counts, man.
Yeah. And then same thing in comedy. Appreciate the silence,
Yeah.
the silent parts. Don't be afraid of it.
Yeah, don't be afraid. Yes, let it
Don't be
sink
afraid of
in.
it. It's there for a reason. It's okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's in your favor, it's in their favor, but the silence has a place. The quiet. It's all
Yeah.
right. Young comics, when they're starting out, the quiet terrifies me because they're not laughing. Yeah, because they're listening to you.
Yeah, they're thinking.
Yeah. Give them time to breathe.
Yeah.
Give them time to think.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate the silence, man. Just don't be afraid of it.
It's all
Yeah.
right, you know.
Man,
That's why you know Maritess has a certain rhythm. She can't be blabbing. No, man. She's deliberate and slow for a reason.
yeah.
She's giving a testimonial, man.
It's dramatic, man. It's like
Yeah.
a fucking. It's the Filipino dramatic.
Yeah, exactly. You know? It's the long. It's my version of maala. Was it maal mo kaya?
Maalala mo kaya? or what's that one of ano yun? Gosh, what's the other one? The one of Helen.
I don't know, man. Super maarte, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, but not too much, but just enough. You know, it's like maarte.
And that's why Filipinos can relate to it so much because of that.
Yeah, see, not everyone can pick up on that unless you're from the Philippines.
Unless you're from the Philippines or maybe you're Hispanic because they
Yeah.
do that shit too.
Yeah,
But Hispanic women they'll fucking give it to you first and then they'll end with the whimper. Whereas Filipinos are just whimpering the whole time.
Yeah, but in Maritess's case, yeah, I can't let her whimper. She's got to stay strong through the entire testimony. Ooh, that's rough.
Yeah, it's really. You know what? If you think about it, it's really brave because she's ratting out her fucking.
Yeah, her
She's ratting out
employers,
the super friends, man.
everyone's heroes.
Yeah.
Everyone's heroes. My heroes. Oh my God, I love that show. Super Friends.
Oh fuck yeah,
Man.
Superman,
Everybody. I loved all of them, man. But you know,
Batman and Robin. You know.
but you know, I had to pick the best, worst enemies.
Yeah.
You know, for that routine. So I picked right. I did. I think I did. And then and eventually there was a sequel. I don't know if you heard.
Oh no.
Yeah, man.
Is it out there?
Yeah, it's actually on
You know
my.
what? I think I heard it, but I
It's on
forgot.
it's on my DVD. Not
Yeah.
on. It's on my.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's on Badass Madapaka, the DVD.
Yeah.
And there's a part where I filmed in Manila. And and that Manila footage is the sequel where she got a new job. You know,
Oh,
she's yeah, man. She thought
this is what I'm gonna do in this episode,
ah,
and probably because I'm gonna play Maritess at the beginning so that people will understand what we're talking about.
okay.
And of course, I have to spread that skit has to be spread, man.
Yeah.
The younger generation.
Yeah.
And then we'll end with the part 2.
Okay.
Yeah. That'll be fun. So you go to Manila. What was how did you decide to do that first visit?
Well, it was by an invite from the folks at ABS-CBN. There was a private occasion, a birthday party for, I guess, for Gabby Lopez.
That's right.
So, yeah, I did a private party performance for him. It was cool, and I got to meet everyone else there in the industry there, and in showbiz there, and the ABS-CBN side. And then since I was there anyway, man, all of a sudden I got all these emails and invites, to perform at the mall, dude. At the what's it, Greenbelt 2?
Yeah.
Dude, it's a free show at Greenbelt 2. Dude, that place, we broke every fire marshal rule.
Oh wow!
Every fire code, man. It was so.
How was that?
Chaos. It was chaos.
Because that's the massa, dude. That's the masses, man.
No, it was a mix of everybody, man.
Well, yeah. That's right, Makati. Yeah.
It was a mix of everybody, and then I stuck around a little longer. Then I did something for, oh my God, God, it was called Green Planet. It was along Jupiter Street there in Makati.
Yeah.
God, it was a short-lived venue. Just some a couple local promoters who I eventually started working with through the years after that. The Darios. Teddy and
Dario?
Teddy and Janine Dario.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they started booking me years after that. But yeah, I did one first gig for them.
Eddie Dario, the DJ, right?
Teddy Dario, no, I think the brother. he has a brother who's a DJ. See, but Teddy's
Oh,
a promoter. He would
okay.
like club owner.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah. The
yeah, yeah,
brother is the DJ. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I
And their
started working
youngest
with.
brother was also my classmate with Randy, dude.
See,
Yeah, Chet.
small world, man.
Yeah.
So those were the early days, just meeting everyone who I'd eventually become friends for, up until now, man. And that's how I met Miguel,
Uh
fucking
huh.
Ortigas and Trucy, when they were still, just dating.
Right.
And they would just hang out after the show. We all became friends and we started hanging out, man.
Shit, man. Yeah,
So
that's when I met you, man, in
yeah, yeah.
70s Bistro,
Did you
dude.
go? Did you go to their wedding?
Oh yeah.
Dude,
Fuck
we
yeah.
were there together. Oh my
Yeah,
god, we were
in the farm. Yeah.
we were probably so fucking drunk, man. I can't
Dude,
remember.
it was like
Oh my god. Oh, that was the best wedding ever.
with the cow, right? They had the
Yeah,
roasted cow.
Baka, man. That was
My
awesome,
God.
man.
Yeah,
On the
dude.
farm in Batangas, man. That was
In the
awesome.
farm in Batangas. Was Imelda was there, bro?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's
Imelda
right.
Marcos was
Of
there.
course. I know. Nako drama.
Dude, when I saw,
Dude, but that
because I
was an
was
awesome
late.
wedding, man. I never heard so much hard rock played at a
Oh
wedding
yeah,
reception. Oh, it was
I
awesome.
was I was late, dude. I came alone and I was late, and it was
Aye.
during the mass,
Okay.
and I came in. So I come in the front door, and there's like a small hallway before going out to the garden,
Yeah, yeah.
and then I think, and then I look inside the dining room. I think the main dining room. Or outside already. It's like, holy fucking shit, that's Imelda Marcos.
Yeah, dude.
I'm like, putang ina si Imelda, pare. Holy fuck, that was so surreal. All right, so let's just end this by what are you doing these days, man? And what do you plan to do when this is all over?
Dude, I
Quick.
just want to get back. I just want to get back on the road. Well, first of all, I just want to make sure that it's a safer country, man. I hope we get our act together, because nothing can move forward until we take this virus seriously, man. This is literally a plague, so
Yeah.
we need to be smart and take it step by step, man. It's tough, really, to get back out there and entertain people,
I know.
and they're jonesing for it right now. But I'll try to do events online, here whenever I can. But I'm not gonna rush it, man. This is
Oh yeah.
this is unprecedented. This has never happened before.
Nobody
So,
knows shit, dude.
yeah,
All right, do you miss the Philippines?
I do, and I'm always checking in with everyone there. Yeah, I'm always making sure that everyone's doing good and keeping in touch with them. But yeah,
Right on.
that's it.
All right, thanks, Rex. Thank you very much for joining me, man. I really appreciate this.
Wolfie, man, it was a real pleasure. Thanks, man. This is great to share my comedy story and history with everyone out there.
Yeah, and who are the guys in Comedy Manila? They're on all social media, right?
Yeah, just look them up on Facebook, Comedy Manila. You'll see them. They're an amazing bunch of comics.
And how about you on social media?
Oh yeah, just go to Rex Navarrete Comedy on my Facebook account or at Rex Nava on IG and Twitter, I believe. So yeah, I'm on there. Just go to rexnavarrete.com for all the links. But yeah, and also don't forget to tune into my latest podcast called The Flip Chronicles. You can get that on
Yes.
Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, FM. So yeah, man.
The Flip
Really?
Chronicles, ladies and gentlemen, WDRS Talk proudly thanks Rex Navarrete. Thank you, man.
Thank you, Wolfie.
I'll see you soon. Take care, bro.
You too.
All right, bye.